Hello friends and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today we are going to be talking about the quality of life updates and what they will mean to the game. Now, this video and videos like these that I make are specifically for those who don't go to the forum, who don't like forums. So if you have read these notes and you don't want my take on it, just go ahead and skip out. I won't be offended. But for those of you who don't go to the forums, you have to know that on the 28th of February, I'm very excited about this. We are getting a quality of life update, and there's quite a bit of really cool stuff in this that I think players need to know about. I'm very excited about it. Now, just right off the bat, raid tickets have been fixed, so guild offers can now rest assured that raid tickets, the daily leaderboard, and guild message management will consistently be accurate. So no longer will they have to go back and figure out who did what, when, where, and how. And this, I think, is going to be a very beneficial thing. Guild management is not an easy thing, and for those of you who are in your guild's management, you understand this. I was in mine for about a week, and it was too much. I couldn't do it. It was just way too time-consuming. And so mad props for those of you who manage a guild, who run a guild, or who run a community of guilds. That is a lot of work, and my hat is off to you. And they understand, the developers understand that it is tough. And so they're trying to make it easier for you to do that, not really consume so much of your time. Now, the next thing, and I am very excited about this because I'm curious as to know what this ultimately means. Now, device linking. It says an account on an iOS device can now be linked to an Android device so that it can be played on both devices. Same with Android to iOS, right? So before, this was a huge, huge problem. Now, because certain phones have certain things and they have certain connections with these groups, I've been able to log into different types of phones and be rewarded for it. I have an LG phone. My wife has a Samsung phone. She had a different phone before that. And each time that I, left my phone at home, I would download the game on her phone. I'm not addicted. No shame, but I got to get my daily guild stuff in, Mad props, we got to help each other out. When I did that, each time I logged into a new device, there were specific devices that allowed you or that gave you bonus shards. Now, even if you have a full roster, bonus shards, an unlockable character, 80 shards, 40 shards, even 10 shards is something that's, I think, incredibly beneficial. When this update goes live, if you log into another one and you get that bonus, leave a comment in the notes below, and I'm curious to know what device you logged into, what device you played on originally. Let me know, right? But the other thing, too, is Android and Apple have different benefits from time to time. There are benefits that you can get on an Android phone. There's the verse that you can't get on an Apple phone. There's benefits you can get on an Apple phone that you can't get on an Android phone. This time last year, we were getting, like, Ewok days. And so, like, for Earth Day, I think last year, if you were an Apple user, you got a bunch of really cool opportunities that you didn't get if you were an Android user. Vice versa for Android to Apple. So I'm curious to know if they're still going to do that, or if they're just going to kind of, level everything out so where everything's accessible across the board. I don't think they will. I think there will be different benefits playing on different devices. So it will be something cool if you have multiple devices, or just access to multiple devices. I think that will be pretty sweet. Now, next up, Galactic War Simming. If you are level 85, if you have beat Galactic War 150 times, you can now sim the whole dang thing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think that's cool because that is a huge drain on time. This is going to help people like me who just don't have the time, but who still want the crystals. Now, I do think that eventually they're going to give us some Galactic War Shop love, because they haven't put anything in the Galactic War Shop for a really freaking long time, and I want something else in the Galactic War Shop. I want something useful. Farming in the Galactic War Shop is the easiest thing that can be done, and I really want it, and they need to put something there. Additionally, with these sims, they've allowed us to sim other things, and I'm really excited for that because they're allowing us to sim, multi-sim ship challenges. So like the challenges that exist in the other aspect of the game, we can now sim 3 events at once, right? Once we've hit that 3-star, but once you've hit that, you can then sim all 3 ship challenges at once. Same thing with the credit heist and the training droid heist. That is so frustrating. I mean, it's fun to see 4 Hans and a Boba Fett go up against essentially Cup. I get tired of it. And so now we're able to sim that, and that's pretty sweet. Now, I will say, credit heists and training droids, when they are going to rework the bounty hunters and smugglers and scoundrel factions, when those go into a rework, is a great opportunity to test out your factions, your crew, and if you want to try out a new character, and eventually, guys, they will be throwing in new characters with new love and updates and so on and so forth, right? When that happens, we will be able to test it out. So it is a good opportunity. Same thing with Galactic War. It is a great opportunity to test out a new character, a new team combination. It's not the best because it doesn't give you a very accurate, especially once you've hit 85, it doesn't give you a very accurate, depiction of how hard things will be. But you can take a look at the synergies and see how things go. It is an effective tool. Because there is a Galactic War, I don't think that we're going to be getting a sandbox tool anytime soon. I think it would be really, really cool, but I don't think we're going to be getting one because Galactic War kind of is that sandbox. And once it gets to a point, the credit heist and the droid smuggling events, they're also sandbox tools, and I'm excited about that. Now, the next thing, and I think this is one of the biggest things that is important, is you are now going to be able to text or search for characters in that little bar beforehand, right? When you're choosing your team, you can search. So no longer we have to scroll through every single character to find the character at the bottom of the list. So for me, that's Ewok Scout, right? It's so frustrating, especially when you go in, you're looking at his stats. Is he good? Is he not? Or is she good? Is she not? And then you come back out and you're right there at the very top again, and it's infuriating. Now you can type in Han, and about 30 characters will show up. I mean, 4 characters will show up, but eventually it could be 30. Then I just think that's really beneficial because I'm tired of doing it. And the same thing, you'll be able to filter through different categories. That's pretty sweet. I'm very excited about it. Additionally, they're rearranging the way units stand, right? You've got characters that are really tall, like Darth Vader. And then you've got characters that are obviously really short, like Hermit, Yoda, and I don't know why I said it that way. It's late. It's actually not that late. I'm going to cut probably all of this. Anyways, before, what you could do is you could, switch stuff around. You could put Yoda behind a really tall character, would make it difficult to, tag him, to select him, which was beneficial if you were on defense, but it was frustrating if you were on offense because then you're like, I can't get to this. And so this is helpful, I think. Now, next, I mean, it works with the regular battles, and it's going to be working with ship battles. I'm very excited about this. I think it's a really cool feature and kind of a long time coming. They're going to be leveling them by height. Now, they did stipulate that the leader will still be in the same position. So keep that in mind. One of the cool things that I think that I'm really excited about this is the Zeta purchase confirmation. So no longer will people be able to accidentally choose a Zeta. If you throw a Zeta on a character, it will say, "Are you sure?" or something to that effect, and you will no longer, you can second guess yourself. This is the perfect time if you are someone who's indecisive, kind of like I am, to reevaluate whether or not you're really excited to put that Zeta on OG Chewie, right? I didn't do it, but there's people out there.
And now she's going for the abilities.
Is there a Zeta?
Yes. Alright, you're good. She is seriously about to do this.
Ready?
Alright, she's doing this. Oh, that hurts so much.
In my mind, this is the first step towards a complete rework, right? So if you want to like reevaluate, that's what I want. I want a button that says, hey, for 1,000 crystals or for whatever, for a certain price, reset this character to 0. So remove all of the abilities, everything, and set it to 0. Right? So each time you do that, obviously the crystal count would go up and so on and so forth. But it would allow you to say, hey, you know, I put all that stuff on Royal Guard ages ago, and he's just not beneficial, and I don't want to use him anymore, just with the team makeup. Or I put all that crap and all that time into OG Chewie, and nothing, right? He still hasn't gotten the rework that I want him to, and I'm done. I think this button, this "Are you sure" button, is really the first step towards something like that. I'm really, really stoked. Additionally, they've reworked Territory Wars, and this is something that I think, hopefully, and they say this, that is meant to minimize ties in the game. Now, luckily, not luckily, I'm going to say strategy. My guild's been doing really well, so if you're facing off against Ball next time, BHAL, bring it. I want to see how we do. Talk smack too. But yeah, this is supposed to minimize that level of, you know, there've been a lot of people who've complained about having ties, and that's frustrating, right? Because that is an opportunity where you can really get some awesome gear, and you can work as a team, and it's just fun. But all successful attacks will now earn 5 banners. Bonus banners can be earned for defeating the squad fleet on the first or second attempt. First attempt gives you 10 banners. Second attempt gives you 5. So it gives you, you know, if you get it, but you get it on the second attempt, right? It's no longer. It doesn't say necessarily what the third attempts or fourth attempts or whatever will give you. So that will have to, you know, take that into account when you're strategizing for your team. 1 additional banner can be earned for each surviving unit. So if you have a team that just kicks butt and it lasts for a really long time, bam, you are going to get banners. So this is a really cool thing that they've done that should help eliminate ties. If less than the max units are brought into combat, so 10, 1 additional banner is earned for each empty slot. This is so players are not penalized for attacking with fewer than 5 ships. Whoa! So you can now attack with fewer than 5 ships. That is sweet, because, you know, if you want to bring in your whole host in one, but you don't want to in another, that is going to, I like that. That's really cool. Banners earned for setting defenses have been increased to compensate for this change and ensure balance in defense and offense. So 30 banners for characters and 34 banners for ships. For example, if a player attacks a squad that has not been attacked by another player, attacks with 5 units and only loses 2 units, then math ensues and stuff happens. If you really want to know, and if you've stayed long enough in this video, just go to the forum. So, defends, the number of times a squad has defended is recorded on squad tile, and the tile will remain after the squad is defeated. This will help players identify how well their squad is defending and will communicate the potential attempt bonuses to attackers, right? So that's really kind of cool. Like, if you're going to be able to see how effective it is, how effective a defensive team is, for each tile that you set up, that is pretty awesome. Increasing defense squads for top guilds, or defensive squad for top guilds. As top guilds have so many squads, the average of 4 defensive squads per player isn't allowing them to fully demonstrate the strength of their roster. To remedy, the average defensive squad will scale up to 6 per player if both participants are in the highest GP tier. I am grateful that my guild, I don't think, is in the highest GP tier, because that is going to be crazy. Oh, that's really kind of cool. You're going to be able to use more and more of your roster, which is essentially the point of territory wars and territory battles. How much of your roster can you use? And if you have a huge roster,
That's what she said.
then why not use them? If you've spent the time, and for those larger guilds, the money, because Lord knows they have, man, I mean, yeah, might as well. I think that's a really cool and a really good change. So there's going to be new achievements. So if you've already hit 50 wins, which I don't think is possible at this point in the game, then you will automatically unlock those wins. If you've hit 4 or 10 or 4 or 8 or 12 already, then already you're just on the 28th. You're going to have some unlocked achievements just because you're part of a guild that did that, right? And the more you were able to win, the more achievements you're going to unlock, right? Pretty cool. Which means free gear, probably free crystals, credits, stuff like that, depending on what we get. Hopefully that 50 win will be super nice. Pre-battle squads. Units will no longer be pre-populated in pre-battle for the territory wars specifically. This is to prevent accidentally entering a battle with a pre-selected unit that typically are not meant to be together. So the idea of when you open that browser and the first thing you see is, boom, the last squad you played against or the last squad you used, this is not going to be a problem anymore, right? You're not going to accidentally be able to hit confirm and send in, a cup lead with, Jedi Training Ray, BB-8, and the rest. That's kind of cool. Now, unfortunately, we don't get a what's ahead. That is kind of my bread and butter, the thing that I love about these. But I am very excited about these quality of life updates. I think they're going to be really cool, and I think there's a lot to look forward to. And again, I step back and say, it's nice that they do come out periodically. It shows me that they're listening, that they're hearing the player feedback, that they're trying to make people happy. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to please all people at all times, and there will be some of you and that just didn't get what they want. But I am excited about this. So keep putting in your comments, guys. Keep submitting your bug reports. Keep making suggestions, right? They listen to us. They may not respond immediately, but they will respond. I do believe that. So let me know what you guys think about these quality of life updates. Were they beneficial? What did you want to see as far as a quality of life update? I love the ability to sim Galactic War. There's so many times that I'll go to bed at night. I'm like, did I do my Galactic War today? Did I not? Does it matter? No, it doesn't. What I want, quality of life update, I want more crap in the Galactic War shop. Give me some stuff that I can't farm yet, right? Next go around, next character change, we need to see some new characters in the Galactic War shop. Because if you guys are like me, you have a ton of shards that you've just been spending on getting extra, swapping them out for, shard shop stuff. So leave a comment in the section below, like, subscribe, share. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.